you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm happy to be here to bring you guys another watch list. Hopefully you guys had a really good trading day today, Tuesday, May 24th. I set you guys up with those double inside bars. They were magic today. You can go check out my video on that. If you haven't subscribed and you're a newcomer, or you're new to the strat, we're going to change the way you guys trade, but you can start by clicking that subscribe button and then hitting that bell. So that bell will give you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one, and I send them out every day. Our watch list for the following days, I send out top 5 plays. I send out trade reviews like I did earlier today on the 3 double inside bar plays we had. The last top 5 guys I sent out, we were 7 for 7. Twitter, Airbnb, and I forget the other one, but they were all bangers. Okay, you can go check out the latest video I did on that. I reviewed the top 5 list. There was actually 7 trades on there. We were 7 for 7 today. I do a lot of other videos. Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule, what the candle numbers mean below the candlesticks, entries and exits, how to manage trades, weekly swings, monthly swings. Okay, all kinds of videos for you guys. How to trade inside bars, 3-1 setups, outside bars. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can follow me there. You can comment there. You can DM me there. Ask me any question you want. There's no dumb question. There's no silly questions. I'm here to help you guys out. I had a couple donations just in the last little while. Mr. Rios, Mrs. Berg, Mrs. James, and Mrs. Wilkes. So thank you guys for those. I appreciate it. Not required, but I do appreciate it. I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into these videos. And as I said in the last video that I did, we are close to being monetized with the Clark Griswold channel. So that's really exciting. So what that does, guys, is it allows me to keep on giving this information out to you guys for free by getting paid through advertisements. But I need your guys' help with that. So when we do start seeing advertisements on these, I'd ask that you please watch them. And those ads that you guys watch pay me. And that keeps the service free for you guys, okay? I want to keep this free for all of you guys. You shouldn't have to pay for this. This is free information, and it's learning tools, okay? And you should have free access to it. So I don't want you guys to pay for it. Have somebody else pay for it, okay? And that's going to be the advertisers for the channel, okay? So I appreciate that. So let's get started here, guys, on this watch list for Wednesday, May 25th. We have about 16 plays or so on here, and then I'll try and get a top 5 list out to you guys. I have a very busy evening tonight, but I will still try and get that top 5 out to you guys. I know it's important to you guys. It's important to me, okay? So let's get started with SPY. So what we have on SPY is a 2 down, okay? And a 2 bar is anything that breaks below the bottom of the previous candle. Okay, so you can see this candle here was today, and we broke below the previous candle. So that's a 2 down. The thing about this is we finished green, okay? So when we finish green on it, it gives us probability that we are going to trend higher the following day. Okay, the other thing, we have a little bit of a hammer candle here. And a hammer candle is a bullish pattern. And a hammer candle is just this, it basically looks like a hammer. We have this body and a long wick to the bottom. And sometimes there's a tiny wick to the top, sometimes there isn't, but it basically looks like a hammer. Okay, so the other thing we have is the day, which was today, and the week are green, which is great for day traders. Okay, if you're looking for that indicator, click on this tab right here, that indicator tab, type in candle type, time frame continuity by Board Rider B. Okay, that's the author. That'll give you that indicator. If you're looking for these numbers that I have on the chart, a lot of people have told me they're helpful, so I leave them on for you guys. Type in candle type the strat, and that's by Crinklebein. Okay, so we have this 2 up, finish green. So we're going to look for SPY to trend higher. We're going to look for it to break the trigger at $395.12, okay? And then our targets are just the tops of the preceding wicks. So here, this would not be one because it's lower than this one. We take the next highest, which is here, and then the next highest, which is here, and so on and so forth, if you so choose. So that's on SPY. Next up, we have Alcoa Corporation. This one was called out to me by Fix-It Phil before I even looked at it. So if it doesn't work, we can blame it on Phil. I'm just kidding, Phil. Double inside bar on Alcoa. The one thing I do want to check with the options on Alcoa is the spread between the bid and the ask. Because a lot of times, and you guys can go into here, this website is called Options Profit Calculator, and you can type it in, or you can do it on your brokerage. It doesn't really matter. But if we go into the bid and the ask, and we look just outside of the money on calls, or just outside of the money on puts, we're about a 10% difference here, and we have about the same thing here, about a 10% difference. So I usually don't trade things when they're 10%. Double inside bars, man, they've been crazy good. We've had some really, really good games with them. So you can try get a limit order filled somewhere in between there if you want, or you just take market order and hope it trends up or down, whichever way you're going. But these double inside bars, guys, go check out the videos that I did on how to play these. You can check out the top 5 plays from May 24th, or you can check the review video on that, and I'll show you guys. Or you can check out the 200% KDP video, Keurig Dr. Pepper. I believe that was a double inside bar as well. And DIA, I think, was the other one. So just go check these out and see how they work, guys. They're a powerful, powerful setup, and they don't happen very often. They're very rare. And if we were to go back and look to see the last time Alcoa had a double inside bar, you have to go all the way back to April, looks like 22nd of 2021. And I'm going to try and bring this up when, there we are, down here. Sorry, guys. There's this double inside bar. Okay. Right here. 2 inside bars. I'll zoom in a little bit more for you guys just so you can see it better. 2 inside bars, okay? We definitely hit targets on that, but then we trended up for 2 more days after that. Okay, and then we had an inside bar and we just continued to go, 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 go. So, I mean, you don't have to hold it for that long. You can take it as a day trade. You can take it as a weekly swing trade if you're confident in that, but they don't happen very often, and they are powerful, guys. They're showing double consolidation, which means it's a tightening range. So these bars are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and they're getting spring-loaded, ready to explode into one direction or the other, and they usually do very, very well. So we have the day, the week, the month, and the quarterly are all pointing to the downside. So if you are to jump in on this on puts, you can take them at $60.08, or calls at $62.19. Okay, so moving on here, Facebook is up next. Facebook has I thought we had a 3-1 setup. That was for today. So we have a 2 down that finished green. So you can see this gap here. Okay, so when we're looking to fill this gap, there is no candle from here to here. So we need to fill this gap, and usually there's a candle there. So what we're looking at, normally your targets would be the top of the candles like I showed you earlier, but when there's a gap here and no candles, you're taking from here to here as your first target. So we can look for calls on this one at 183.69. The one thing I'm looking at though is we have trended down on the weekly. This is our weekly trigger to the short side. So we have already triggered that, and we are short on the week. As you can see here, we're red on the week, 2 down. So we can look for this to trend up for the day and possibly hit targets. We can look for a target here. We can even look for a target here, guys, or even a target at the bottom of this candle if we want, and take profits there, okay? Next up, we've got Home Depot. Somebody asked me about Home Depot earlier. They asked about the double inside bar. Well, that double inside bar took effect today, not yesterday. So we had a single inside bar, and again, tightening range, inside bar or a 1 bar, stays within the range. Didn't break the high, didn't break the low. This inside bar didn't break the high, did not break the low. So again, we have 2 days of consolidation, and we're getting ready to explode to one side or the other. Hopefully, or probability tells us that we are. And if we can go back and look on Home Depot, the last double inside bar on Home Depot a year ago in May. So May 13th. And you can see what happened on that one here. Inside bar, inside bar. And these bars weren't tight like the other ones were. There's a pretty big range here from, 320 to 312. It's an $18 difference. We'll see what the other one is. But then we had this big jump down, okay? We got a really, really nice run on that break. So on these inside bars, we've got 289 to 280. So it's half. It's half the size of those other bars. So these are tight little bars, and and they're getting ready to explode to one side or the other. So you can look at Home Depot. Again, like Alcoa, the thing I'm iffy with on Home Depot with these option plays is the spread between the bid and the ask. And we can go look at them on Options Profit Calculator. It's a free service. And we can, sorry, let this load here, guys. So if we go into select options, these are the call options, these are the puts, the whites are just out. So we can look here, okay? 325, so it's a 60-cent difference here, okay? And here it's an 80-cent difference. So I like the inside bars. I like the double inside bars even more, but I don't like when the spread is that far apart, okay? So you guys can choose to play it. You can try and get in with a limit order halfway through and try and fill it. Don't go chasing things though, okay? So we'll move on to Lowe's. Lowe's has a 2 up that finished red, so we only broke above the high. And we had a failed 2, so it means we finished red on the day. We have this full time frame continuity to the downside, and we had this inside bar. So this is called a Rev Strat, where we have a 1, 2 up, and we're looking for a 2 down reversal. So a 1, 2, 2 reversal is a Rev Strat, or a 1, 2, 2 reversal to the upside is also a Rev Strat, but to the upside. So we can look for puts on Lowe's. Lowe's is a similar play as Home Depot. The spreads aren't great on between the bid and the ask, but we can look for puts on this one at 182.42. We go to Nike next. Nike had a 2 down that finished green. We can call this a hammer candle. So we can look for calls on this one at 108. And you can even say this could be a 1-2-2 reversal again that we'd be looking for. And even on this play, guys, this 3-1 setup here, we had a nice play here. 180 from here, the trigger of the inside bar to the target, and then back up. Okay, we hit the target and we reversed, which happens all the time. That's why we always tell you guys to take your profits at your targets. So Bank of America, BAC, has an inside bar with some nice magnitude, or you can call them pivot points or whatever you want to call it, targets. There's nice little gaps in here to make some money on them. So inside bar, day in the week is green. We can look for calls at 35.96, puts at 34.96. C is Citibank. Citibank also has an inside bar with some nice magnitude. Day, week, month are all green on this one. Sorry for the broadening formation lines in here, but we can zoom out and look at those real quick to see what we've got. I do have a video coming, don't worry. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top on this new broadening formation. All the way down here, back to the top, come back down. Broke through this top and this top. Are we going to continue to hit this one or trend back down? We will see on Wednesday, but we can play that inside bar on Citigroup. Okay, Comcast CMCSA is up next. Comcast has another inside bar. We can look for calls at 43.10, puts at 42.08. We are closing in on the top of this broadening formation here again. So is this our reversal here with this 2-1-2 down? Maybe. Maybe we have a 2-1-2 continuation to hit the top of this broadening formation. We'll see tomorrow. CSCO, that's Cisco. Cisco had a outside bar. So again, I don't usually use these very often, but we do have a gap to the upside. So we can look for a 232 continuation on Cisco here if we like, or we can look to the downside at 42.54 with puts. The calls will be taking at 44.07. Lululemon, higher premium stock. I picked this one because we've tagged the bottom of the broadening formation. You can see here, lower low, lower low, lower low. We tagged it. And here is the broadening formation here as we zoom out. Some lower lows, and we hit higher highs, and then back down to these lower lows. So this is what you would call exhaustion. We do have time frame to the downside, but we can look for a 1-2-2 Rev Strat reversal on this, okay? It is also red, so I normally don't call these ones out, but because of the situation with the broadening formation, we'll keep an eye on it. But again, smaller accounts, Lululemon has small or high premiums for the options. Okay, on MasterCard MA, this is similar to the Home Depot and Lowe's. The spread is not great, but we can look for calls on this one at 343.89. And the reason I have calls on here, we do have a 2 down. It is a hammer candle, but we have broken above the weekly trigger to the long side, okay? And that's the reason I've got calls laid out on here, and I am, regardless of this being red, I'm looking for this to trend up again on MasterCard. Monster Energy is up next. Monster has a tough bid ask as well, but it's an inside bar, so we'll put it on here, and we can look for calls on Monster Energy at, give me a second here, at 87.68 or puts at 86.57. MS, that's Morgan Stanley, another bank play. 2 down, green, hammer candle. Time frame on the day, week, and month are all green. This looks like a nice setup for Wednesday on Morgan Stanley. So we can take calls at $82.23. Good magnitude to the top side at 83.35 on Morgan Stanley. Mr. Softy, as Rob Smith would say. If you haven't followed him, by the way, make sure you're following Rob Smith. Rob in the Black, I think, is his Twitter. The godfather of the strat. The man created all of this for you, for me, for all of us. And I'm just trying to pass on some information as well, along with Rob. So make sure you guys are following him, if anybody, okay? Inside bar on Microsoft, he would call this Mr. Softy. Calls at 261.33, and we can take puts on this one at 253.50. The magnitude is not great on both sides of these, but we'll see how Microsoft plays out on Wednesday. Pfizer has an inside bar. Looks like a good play. The day, the week, the month, the quarterly, all green. It's nice to see for a setup. And we can take calls on this one at 53.61. Puts at 52.71. And there's your first target on both sides. Your next target to the upside is way, way up here through the broadening formation. I don't think we get there, but stranger things have happened. Look at these big bars here. So it's definitely possible. I don't think it's probable. Not in one day anyway. So we'll see what happens on Pfizer tomorrow. And that's it, guys. That's the list. I hope it does something for you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a wicked good trading day. Like I said, I will try and put out a top 5 video. If you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. Comment below. Give me a follow on Twitter. And make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel and clicking that bell. And we will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.